Sahana Bhavatu, Sahano Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Vishwarupa Darshana. You have seen up to verse 40. We will read verse 40 once.
नमः पुरस्तादथ पृष्ठतस्ते नमोऽस्तु ते सर्वत एव सर्व अनन्तवीर्यामितविक्रमस्त्वं सर्वं समाप्नोषि ततोऽसि सर्वः नमः पुरस्तादथ पृष्ठतस्ते नमोऽस्तु ते सर्वत एव सर्व अनन्तवीर्यामितविक्रमस्त्वं सर्वं समाप्नोषि ततोऽसि सर्वः.
Salutation to you before and behind. Indeed, salutation to you on all sides. O all infinite in power, infinite in strength. You complete all. Therefore, you are all. Now, Arjuna's vision is this. He is seeing the Lord as the world. So with this vision has given him certain insights, certain understanding he has got. What is the primary understanding here he gets, which is a staggering one for him, or for that matter, anyone who sees. A staggering vision comes. That is, suddenly he realizes nothing is his. Because everything is he. He is not even able to say everything is his. See, it is God's world. He cannot say that also. That way he says, infinite in power. Now what is this infinite power? How can you say God has infinite power? How is it? So one man asked a fascinating good question. Can God create a stone which he can't lift? Can God create? Because you say infinite power, no. Which means he should be able to do anything. Correct? Which means what? He should be able to create a stone which he cannot lift. Infinite strength he has. If he has infinite power, infinite strength and infinite power can never go together. Can he do that? What to do now? Because he can't do anything now. If you say yes, you are in trouble. If you say no, you are in trouble. These masters, they are extraordinary. You can't fool God. I said, yeah, that's not a big problem. That's very easy. And this fellow said, what? How? God became that stone. Now what you will do?
Not lift.
Wait, a stone can't lift itself. Is it? The bottom part of the stone is held by what? The top of the portion is maintained by the bottom. The top portion of the stone is holding the bottom four. I am carrying, you will say. Now what answer you will give? That's exactly what the stand here is. Vishwarupa, we say, it is not that. We say God created the world. Now this is the staggering understanding he got. First one. First time he realizes his idea. And he is actually experiencing it. It's not just, an intellectual concept. Like as I'm explaining to you, you're only visualizing it, you are only just, conceiving it, trying to conceive at least. Oh. But here that's not the case. He is seeing it, he is experiencing it, he is perceiving the whole world as God. Now, when he is seeing the whole world as God, what do you call that? He can't even say it is his world. He, the world. If he, the world, there is a possibility for me to claim something as mine. Right. If everything is he, what is there for me to claim as? This is my car. This is my house. This is my book. This is my laptop. This is my mobile phone. You claim, no, mine. That mamakara completely drops. As that mamakara drops, ahankara also goes away. Because your I, me, is nothing but collection of your mind. Sum total of what all you claim as mine. Delete all those things. Where is I then? Where is me then? This mamakara also dissolves. The natural consequence of the collapse of this mamakara is salutation. You see, it is a natural outcome, automatic outcome. It's not that you need to. But what we do as practice, this namaskara we do, is we do it deliberately. See, it's not that your mamakara is gone. Just because you do prostration doesn't mean your ahankara is gone. Just because you remove your hat, you light a candle in the church, doesn't mean your ego is gone. Because ego is the wick, which is holding erect now. It's a thread, no? How can a thread stand erect? It's not possible, it will fall off. But the thread is standing erect today because of the wax. What is the wax? Mamakara. Mind. As the mind melts away, what happens to this? Disappears. That's why they go and light a candle in the church. It's a symbol. Symbolism of what? In my surrender to you, Lord, my mamakara and ahankara, mine and me, dissolves. That's the purpose of my visit to the church. That's what they're supposed to be doing. Of course, are they understanding it is a different equation. That is not our problem here. But the starting point will be for us, it will be deliberate. And over a period of time, the deliberate becomes natural. So that is why we practice prostration. Wherever we get an opportunity, we prostrate. That's why he says, salutations to you before, salutations to you behind, salutations to you in all things, all 10 directions. 4 primary, 4 secondary, up and down. 10 directions. Directions in our scriptures, we say 10. Up and down. The downward facing, face of Shiva is Adho-mukha. Subramanya is supposed to be the manifestation of that Adho-mukha. Just off it, you don't need to worry about that, but just, I was talking about the directions. So when I surrender my mindness, whatever I claim as mine, all that I give back. Then what is, but you still possess, no? What do you do? That is where the attitude shifts from possessor, ownership to trusteehood. I'm entrusted this property. I'm entrusted these things to me to manage, but you can't own it. It's the trusteehood. So you bring the trusteehood into your possessions, towards your possessions. So it is not mine, it is yours. Start with that first. Arjuna has gone one step ahead. He's not saying it is his, it is you. Now he has gone one step ahead of us. Remember, even though I keep telling you all that he is falling short of Nachiketa, Satyakama, and all that. He's falling short of those people, Shaunaka, and all those, great students. From there, he is, comparison to those people, Arjuna is very normal, but he is one step ahead of us. Remember, so we need to catch up with Arjuna. He is a good challenge for us. It's like those who are playing, the league matches. Just go for national, no? And then national team you have to get selected, and then you play with international. He says, I'm saluting to you. Indeed, salutations to you on all sides. Why he is doing it? Every direction. Do the salutation. Because of this recognition. That recognition expresses as the salutations. Now we are going to see a sudden change. Yes.
So you said he is God everywhere. So he is God. So there is no question of creation coming.
He sees, no. He sees the creation. He sees the creation. If there is no creation, then there is no Ishvara then. There is only Brahman.
Creation comes.
Right. Then it is Advaita. Then he will not say, I am seeing you. There is no seer seen difference. Now, there is a difference. I am seeing the Lord. Where as the whole universe, the whole world I am seeing as the Lord. So There is a difference. So he is seeing Ishvara there. You understand the basic definition of Ishvara. Ishvara means what? Anytime you think of that word Ishvara, immediately remember it means combination of two, Brahman plus Maya. Is called Ishvara. Ishvara Tattva, philosophical. Ishvara, not Lord Shiva, we are talking about here. In Vedanta, Ishvara means Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, put together. All three of them can be called as Ishvara. Collectively, individually also. Because it is functional aspect. Functionally, when you look at it, Ishvara becomes Brahma. From the Upadhi, from the angle of that, when you see, because through Maya we are going to see Brahman. So you can't see full Maya. You can see only a part of it. Like you can see the sky through the window. How much sky you can see? Whatever the size of the windows. If the window is of a bigger size, you can see. If it is a smaller size, that much. If it is a keyhole, you can see only that much. So it is limited, but the sky is not limited. See, from the angle from which you are seeing. So here we say, when you see through the angle of creation, you will see him as Brahma. Through the angle of maintenance, you see him as Vishnu. Through the angle of creation, maintenance, destruction, you see him as Shiva, Rudra. So Ishvara means what? Ishvara means Brahman plus Maya. So the moment Maya comes into picture, there is this world already. So he is seeing the world. It's not that he is not seeing the world. He is seeing the world. Now today for us, we see the world, but not God. What is the difference between us and him? We have an ordinary chakshu. He has got this Divya chakshu. Right, a special vision. With that special vision, what he is doing? He is seeing the world which he has been experiencing earlier is still there. He is still seeing everyone. He is still seeing Bhishma, he is still seeing Drona, he is still seeing Karna, he is still seeing, this, that, everything he is seeing. But all those things he is seeing as where? As what he is seeing. He is seeing all that as part of Vishwarupa, that particular Rupa. Suddenly, all those things he sees as one part. Is all parts of one big form. Right? Earlier, he was not seeing that full form. He is seeing each one as different. Alak. It's all. I'm seeing this, I'm seeing this. Sofa is different. Of course, sofa is different. This is different. That's it. But he has got a special eye now, with which he is able to recognize the whole universe is not created by God. It is God became the creation. He is standing as creation in front of me. Right. Now, how he is going to be transacting? That's where this bhakti came into picture. That recognition, that understanding triggered that surrender in him. As an expression of that surrender, salutations and praising. And he is praising, of course. Any praise when you go, always there will be, depending upon our nature, our understanding, we will talk anything. And he is rattling off. You are infinite power, you are infinite strength. You are infinite. Other you should not be interpreting all that. If Krishna says I have infinite power, you interpret. Shaktiman. When he says I am Shaktiman, you interpret. When Arjuna says you are Shaktiman, yeah, correct. And move. Don't analyze. Don't reason. Because Arjuna is not speaking out of Jnana Chakshu. He is only having what? Divya Chakshu. We are all having Chakshu. You see, we can see, no, not blind. We can understand things. No. We have Chakshu. Arjuna has Divya Chakshu. Krishna has Jnana Chakshu. So those who present with Jnana Chakshu alone should be discussed. So here we say what I salute, from why suddenly he is doing, I am doing salutations to you, salutations here, salutations. Why all that? That's where we see all this. Right. The salutations. Right. Something interesting happens to Arjuna's side here. See how many phases he goes through. First years, having a, excitement. And then that excitement turned into fear. And that fear turned into surrender. Right. Now, surrender turning into something now. Right. This is the catch. Why we say Arjuna doesn't fall to the category of, Shaunaka, Sanat Kumara, that category. He doesn't belong to that category. Why? Next two verses will prove. Arjuna is falling short of what? 41 and 42 together.
Sakheti matva prasabham yaduktam He Krishna he Yadava he Sakheti Ajanata mahimanam tavedam Maya pramadat pranayena vapi Yacchavaha sarthamasatkrutosi Viharashayyasana bhojaneshu Ekothavaप्यच्युत तत्समक्षम् तत्क्षामये त्वामहम प्रमेयम् सखेति मत्वा प्रसभं यदुक्तम् हे कृष्ण हे यादव हे सखेति अजानता महिमानं तवेदम् मया प्रमादात् प्रणयेन वापि यच्चावहा सार्थमसत्कृतोऽसि विहारशय्यासनभोजनेषु एकोऽथवाप्यच्युत तत्समक्षम् तत्क्षामये त्वामहम प्रमेयम्.
41. Having regarded you as a friend, whatever was rashly said by me, addressing you as O Krishna, O Yadava, O friend, not knowing your greatness and out of negligence or even love. Now suddenly Arjuna realizes, my God, what was I doing with this fellow all these years? I suppose you are all aware that Arjuna and Krishna were very close with each other. They are buddies. So they are very close friends. And amongst friends, how the addressing will be. Among friends, when they talk, they will not be speaking refined languages. That's why he says, Hey Krishna. Now these words, they are very interesting. Hey Krishna, that the prefix Hey is used, those who know the language, proper usage of language, they use. Hey will be used when you are addressing your equal. There are three possibilities. Either you are addressing, you are transacting with someone who is equal to you. When someone you treat as someone equal to you, you use the prefix A. When you are speaking to someone who is lower than you, the higher person speaks to the lower person. Ray. Typical Bombay. Kya what is that Ray? Kya hai is the correct thing, no? Sanskrit. Now, why he is saying that kya Ray? From where that Ray came? Because that Ray is used when I see you as low. That's where when the Guru addresses the student, Atma Vare, Tavyaha, Shotavyaha, Dididhyasati, says no, brother. What is the Ray there? Why he uses that Ray is because the Guru is addressing the Shishya. So he uses that. Now, if the lower person were to address the higher, what they use is Shambho Mahadeva. Say no? Shambhu. Right. Shambhu is a name. Now, what is that? Shambho Mahadeva. From where that, Bho sound came? Because I am seeing you as higher than me. Wherever we address someone who is superior to us, we use that. Now, Arjuna establishes he is properly trained in language skills. He is very diplomatic. And he puts it very clearly here. He says, look here, I have never used Ray with you. Okay? I have treated you only as equal. Of course, I should have used only Voho with you, which I realized today. But in the past, I have done all that with you. What is interesting is he says, I have done all those things. You know why? Because I treated you as a friend. And I did not understand your greatness. Right? Also, that pramada. I've been negligent also, indifferent also. Why? I didn't care to inquire into your greatness. That is negligence. Because time and again, those whom he was worshipping as great, Bhishma, Drona, all those people, they were all claiming him to be an avatar Purusha, Krishna. It's not that he got introduced to Krishna only now. And he had seen time and again the sparkling greatness of Krishna right in front of his eyes. whether his diplomatic things or his mystical strength, and how he simply finished off his Vishupala, and how he helped him to protect this, protect that, how he helped, Draupadi, when there was an attempt to derobe her. Who helped? Only Krishna helped, right in front of his eyes. No? See, when someone who is doing so much and he's showing his greatness to you, in spite of that, I didn't care to probe. That negligence. Krishna, that may not be negligence. That's the beautiful point. The best point in the verse is this one. Or even love. Even out of my sheer love towards you. See, now we is the only religion in the world, almost impossible to conceive of. The way these people have addressed God. Devotee calls Shiva as madcap. You are a madcap. Pitta, he says. Mad fellow. And the best part is, when he was, told by Shiva to write, he said, I don't know where to begin. He says, you called me, Pitta. Use that word as a starting word. Yeah. Always, there is a rule we have for writing, literature. This bhakti, devotional literatures, or any literature for that matter. The first word is always very critical. Like, Narayana Bhattatri, Narayaniyam, when he wants to write. All those people had that starting trouble. Every one of them has starting trouble. Because they don't know from where to start. Every devotional, every literature work, if you see, all of them had the problem of starting. There, Guru Ayappan himself gave that word, it seems, Sandranam, starts with that. That's how that, Narayaniyam starts, Sandrananda Bodhatmakam. This is how it starts. That Sandrananda. What is the Sandrananda is a fascinating explanation. Beautiful word. But then Guru Ayappan gave that word, it seems. Same way this, Sekidar, when he wants to write this Periya Purana. Ulahelam is a word given by Shiva. Same way. When Vishnu wants to, he says, hey, I've been waiting to hear that. He says, your literary beauty, the way you write poetry, I want to hear. Please, write. So excited. There to start. Okay. Because this fellow was supposed to be living in Kailasha with Shiva. And he did some mistake there. So he said, okay, go to the world, do Parihara and come back. He took birth here. And in this, when you take birth, you learn and then you get married. And he is not supposed to marry this lady. He is supposed to marry another person. So Shiva comes and says to divert him, cancel the marriage. So he comes and cancels the wedding. To cancel the wedding, he comes in the form of an old man, claiming that He is my slave. Right. So say, what nonsense. A learned person, I think suddenly you come and suddenly one fellow walks in and says, you are my slave. Marriage is going to happen. Everybody is standing there to give gift. This fellow comes and says, take all the gifts, it's all mine, because it's coming to him. No, he is my slave. All his is mine, so all of you give it here, and this fellow is my slave now. It's a big problem. So he gets so annoyed. He is a mad fellow. This is the first, response of this man. Shiva says, use that word. I like that word best. So many people have given me so many names, but this is what I like the most. What? Mad fellow. Pitta. Believable way, we address God. Impossible to even conceive of such a thing in any other culture, any other literature. The way we have played with God, no one would have had the courage even to play it. From where they get all that, it is the liberty they get out of their devotion. Same way he says, even love, even out of love, I would not have cared. We don't. Sheer emotional angle. Also, I would have called you as Hey Krishna. All that. 41. 42, he's just continuing the same thing. I'll just read the translation. In whatever way you have been insulted, O Achyuta, in jest, Vihara, in jest, Vihara means, walking around, moving around. That's what is called as Vihara. That's called as jest. Playing, repose, teetered, or at meals, bhojaneshu, even at meals, teasing each other. That's what it means. Avahasar means that for the sake of jest, means ridiculing someone, just for joke, just for the sake of jest, we ridicule someone. That keeps happening among friends. You can't escape. Like many of my friends, call first word they use is idiot. So, that doesn't mean, he is thinking I'm an idiot. If he genuinely thinks I'm an idiot, why he is calling me? So stupid. Don't blabber. But then you'll ask all questions. And then you give answer, they will say, blabber. You keep the phone now. That is natural, my friends. So same way he says. Asatkrita, insulted. Insulted in the sense here, what you need to understand in the context is this. Insulted, not asatkrita, translated insulted, but what the implication here is, an unrefined person, a low person, laughing with reference to someone higher. That is asatkrita. That's the asat. You say asat, you say. That asat means the one who lacks sat. The one who lacks that quality in him. That's called asat here. That means existence. That's not the meaning here. That means someone with stuff. Asat is opposite of that. Asat krita. Asat laughing. Asat will laugh at whom? Remember, Asat will always laugh at Sat only. The Asat will not laugh at another Asat. That's why we say, only smuggling is the best business. Why? Best business practice happens amongst smugglers. Why? No contract.
Yes.
There's no contract, no guarantee, nothing. But transactions happens so smooth. No backstabbing. You can't go to court. You can't go to police. Nothing actually. Therefore, all of us can start that. Rest of things should be happening in the good side. No, that's not the case. It will always be like this. That's the law of life. Now what to do? The nature is that. We say this asatkrita means person who lacks the stuff, a low quality person. That low quality person laughing with the higher, laughing at the higher, with reference to the higher one. That is the asatkrita. I've done all this. When, how he says, when alone or in company, where all I would have done while playing, while this, he's including every possible thing. Because he's so scared. All that it means is, suddenly Arjuna realizes what sort of the relationship that he had been maintaining with Krishna all these years. And he realizes he made a mistake. What is the mistakes? Mistake of omissions and commissions. How I am supposed to treat you, I did not treat you. And how I am not supposed to treat you, I treated you. So I have omitted certain things, I have committed certain things. For all that, please forgive. Why? Because only you can forgive. That's your nature. Why? You will not fall. That's why he calls him as Achyuta. Achyuta means the one who never comes down, never fallen, not fallen. Achyuta. The one who never comes down from his level. See, I am not able to understand, I have been indifferent, all those things. I did not, put in effort to know your greatness. Please remember, it's not my mistake, it's your mistake. If your greatness were to be something which is quantifiable, conceivable, I would have done. Since you are having this unquantifiable, immeasurable thing, greatness with you, how will I know? Immeasurable. That's why he calls it as aprameya. Beautiful words. He uses two words here. Achyuta and aprameya. Aprameya, he says, you can't be known. Therefore, I didn't know. Don't blame me for that, okay? It's your fault. Finally, he says, it's your fault only. So don't blame me. Therefore, I did not understand you. Other implication. So please forgive me. Because I didn't understand, I misbehaved with you. So please forgive. So you are such a great person. Now, once he said he is a great person, he goes off tangent and starts talking how great Krishna is again. Right. Next verse, 43. Again, he goes into that in fact. Yeah. 43.
पितासि लोकस्य चराचरस्य त्वमस्य पूज्यश्च गुरुर्गरीयान् न त्वत्समोऽस्त्यभ्यधिकः कुतोऽन्यः लोकत्रयेऽप्यप्रतिम प्रभाव पितासि लोकस्य चराचरस्य त्वमस्य पूज्यश्च गुरुर्गरीयान् न त्वत्समोऽस्त्यभ्यधिकः कुतोऽन्यः लोकत्रयेऽप्यप्रतिम प्रभाव.
You are the father of this world, of the moving and unmoving. Characharasya, of the moving and unmoving. So you are Pita. You are the father of this world, of the moving and unmoving. And you are to be worshipped. Vamasya Pujyasya. Greater than the great. There is none equal to you. How then could anyone excel you in the three words? Being of incomparable power. There is no comparison. There is none equal to you. So this is very, very, philosophical point here. Because if you put God one side, all goodness is God. The reason for all badness is devil. Right? And God created everything, means God must have created devil also. Right? Why did he create devil? No, sir. Devil was not created by God. Devil was independent. That means parallel universe. There are two equal powers. So both are equal now. So one day God will win, one day devil will win. So he says, there is none equal, which means what? There is no two Ishvara. There is no two here. There is only one Ishvara. There is not many gods here. There is only one God, one Ishvara only. Because if there is one more person to you, then whatever you do, he will undo. He'll have the power to do that. There is nothing, man. No one being of incomparable power. There's no comparison to you. You are the father of the world. We have seen all this earlier. Right? How he is the father and all that. You are the creator of what? The moving and unmoving. Beings and objects. That's the moving and unmoving. And you are to be worshipped. You are the one who is actually qualified for worship. Not the devas. All these Indra, Varuna, all those people, they're not actually to be worshipped. Who are supposed to worship is you. Because they are all not equal to you. In fact, as per the Vedic tradition, any worship that you are doing to those devas also goes only to him only. See? That's what we say in this, everyday prayer. They conclude with this. Akasat patitam toyam yada gacchati sagaram. Sarvadeva namaskaraha keshavam prati gacchati. That's how it is. That's what the truth is. That's all. There's no second doubt. Is it true? Everything goes there only. Like every drop falls from the sky. Rain rushes towards the ocean only and reaches the ocean only finally. Same way, all this prayers, namaskara means prayers, the puja, all that we are doing to very many gods, finally goes to one Keshava only, one Ishvara only. There are no two. You are the greater than the great. These people are great, no doubt about it. All the devas are great. Indra is great, Varuna is great, Brahma is great, Vishnu is great, Shiva is great. They are all great, no doubt about it. But then you are greater than all of them. Greater than all of them. Why? Because you are that Ishvara. You are the greater. Kriya. Guru means the great, heavy, big. Kriya means this. Guru's Guru. That's what it is given as, greater than the greater. Guru's Guru means, how the translation is this. The Guru's Guru. You can connect it to the 4th chapter, 1st verse. I gave this knowledge to Vivaswan. Vivaswan gave to Manu. Manu gave to Ikshvaku. So who is the first one? You are the first one. Same way the Guru Parampara sloka also, we start with Vishnu or Sadashiva. Sadashiva Samarambham is one group. Another group says, Vishnu, Padmapum, all that we start. The first one is Vishnu, then this Padmapum is Brahma, and all that. So like that, they have this one. So there also you are the first one. This angle also you are the first one. And you are the Guru's Guru. What is that, sir? They go a little deeper also. Now, Guru's Guru means what? Greater than the greater. Means the Gurus mean the ones who give knowledge. Knowledge of what? They give this Dharma. This is the teachings first. Values. The Gurus teach values. You are Guru's Guru. Therefore, what you do? You go one step above that, which means you do one more. What is that? Along with the values, you give understanding also. Jnanam also you give. 7th chapter. Where he said, I'll give this knowledge along with wisdom. So you can connect. If you want, you can connect. Otherwise, you can leave it. But here, what he is referring is how great. That's all it is. 44.
Tasmat pranamya pranidhaya kayam prasadaye tvamahamishamidhyam piteva putrasya sakheva sakhyuhu priyah priyayarhasi deva sodhum tasmat pranamya pranidhaya kayam prasadaye tvamahamishamidhyam piteva putrasya sakheva sakhyuhu priyah priyayarhasi deva sodhum.
Therefore, bowing down, prostrating my body before you, O adorable Lord, I seek your grace. You should bear with me, O God, as father with son, as friend with friend, as lover with beloved. Now, please forgive me. Yes. Bear with me. Give your forgiveness. This to me. As what? He gives 3 examples for that. How father forgives son. How a friend forgives a friend. How a lover forgives the beloved. Mark is not referring husband wife. Okay. Younger forgiveness, no chance.
Or wife girl.
Wife to husband. Not in that sense. Spouses is not taken.
Okay.
Right. Very clearly he says, as Priyaha, Priyaya, lover and the beloved. How a lover forgives the beloved. See, father, remember, father figure is deriving this father figure, son figure, because in the last verse he said, you are the Pita. So straight away he gets this idea as how fathers is forgive the mistake, of their sons or daughter. Meaning, first thing he gives here is father to son. Implication is how intellectual guidance is given. Father gives the intellectual guidance. Today everything is ulta now. Today, instead of father giving intellectual guidance, mothers have started giving intellectual guidance now. I'm not saying any intellectual guidance should not be given. There is something natural. This emotional dimension is what mother's job is. Today, fathers are more emotional and mothers are more rational. Na ulta. Kali Yuga. La reverse order. This father is the one who is supposed to be guiding intellectual guidance. He gives. So when he is giving that intellectual guidance, he understands. What is understanding father has? Whether your father has or not, Allah is, don't expect. Okay. Here we are talking about ideal father. The father is one who is who has a higher understanding. The mark of higher understanding is what? Is you understand the one who is in lower position will not come up to your pace. This is fundamental understanding. Otherwise, we'll lose the whole thing. Guidance is not interpretation. What you are listening in the class is interpretation of ideas. This is not guidance. Remember. That's why if you try to practice whatever I'm saying in the class, you will meet with failure or you will break your back. And then you blame the class for that. The philosophy is not for lifestyle. What you are not understanding is this is not guidance. Guidance is different. Advising is different. Right? Teaching is different. Now, what you are getting from the scripture directly is teachings. Hardly you will find guidance here. That is why someone who is standing there, who has this knowledge of the scripture, adapts that, modifies that, and gives you as an advice. Now, our problem is we don't want to take advice. You want what? Sir, I will work it out myself. I wanted to. It's a real problem. So he says, he is not just going to be interpreting the text. The guru is not going to be just standing there and interpreting it and leaving it. He is going to do one more thing. What is it? He is going to help you to meet the challenges of life. How? Through guidance. And when he is guiding, he understands what? That student, the son, falls short. They will falter. They will make errors. They will not be able to follow what you are saying. But then you have to forgive them for that. You have to understand it. That's the meaning. Forgive in the sense, understand. Same way, a friend with friend. A friend also understands that. Why the friend understands that is not because of his personal purpose or affection. The friend understands because I am also making same mistakes. No? See, today you need my support. Tomorrow, when I need support, you will be there. Correct? That's what the students do. No? There are 15 chapters. Now, all of us cannot study all 15 chapters. So they say, I study 3 chapters, you study 3 chapters, you study 3 chapters. And the fellow who studies the 3 chapters thorough, he comes and passes that knowledge. What is the entire material in that 3 chapters, he gives them. Thereby, everybody gets the knowledge. But no one is having all 15. Everyone has limited only. Everyone has their own inhibitions. Every one of them have their own defects. In spite of all the defects, he transacts with the other person. Why? Because I am also having defect, you are also having defect. I have this defect, you have that defect. Okay, so what? That doesn't mean anything. That is how a friend is always available for help. Who is a friend? That's all. Then you have this third example he gives as lover with beloved. Lover with beloved is another beautiful idea. This lover with beloved concentration will be more with reference to the physical well-being. So for all purpose, it will appear as though father with son, intellectual. Friend with friend, emotional. As a fallback option is always there. He is my fallback option, sir. Anytime, any emergency, any problem, even midnight, you can make a phone call and expect the other person to take the call. Will be your friend. You can't do that with your colleague also. With your uncle, aunt, Allah, you will be thinking 4 times. Is it okay to call them now or we will call them later? All that, confusion. Only among friends you will find that. Why? Because of fallback option. That emotional strength that you get when you have a friend. Then lover with beloved is more to do with your physical. So he says, at all 3 levels, I would have done mistakes. Please forgive me for all that together. Because list alone I can't give. The list is not possible. Therefore, he says, do all that. Therefore, bowing down, prostrating my body before you, die. Means prostrating, leaving the body. Adorable Lord, I seek your grace. You should bear with me, O God. See you next class.